Hi, today I'm going to talk about 0, my hero, and the value of 1. Our number system is based on the number 10. We call it the decimal system. This part of the word deci comes from a Latin word that means 10. We're so used to this, we don't really think about the importance of 10. We have 10 fingers. Today I'm going to show you something called a decimal fraction, and then relate it to our money. You've worked with fractions before. You know that a fraction is a unit, in this case a circle, fractured or broken into equal pieces. Because we're looking at the decimal system today, the equal pieces I'm going to choose are the tenths. This one whole unit can be broken into 10 equal pieces. And when all 10 of those are together, I have 1. This is how I might write that. Here is my one whole. My one whole is the same as 10 tenths. Now I want you to imagine that I'm going to have taken each of my tenths and divided them into even smaller pieces. I want 10 pieces out of each one. Now how many pieces do I have? Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now my unit has 100 pieces. Today I'm going to now show you a new way to write a fraction that is a decimal. To do that, I'm going to look at my number 1, for one whole. All by itself, this one whole, I rely on the context. I mean one of these. But what if I were to take this 1 10 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have one group of 10 units or 10 wholes. I'm going to put my 1 here. But when you look at it, I'm missing something, aren't I? This is where I would like you to meet 0, my hero. 0 means nothing. So you might not think it's important, but it's very important in our decimal system. It shows us the place that our decimal numbers are in relation to the unit. Right now, this 1 means one group of 10. So here I'm going to record the number of units, ones I have, 0. Here is the value of the 0. It signals to me that there are 0 units and 1 10. 10 here. Can you imagine me taking this 10 and making 10 more stacks of 10? 10 times 10? What would that look like? Well, there's my stack of 10 tens That would be 100. Now I have 0 again in my tens place and 0 in my units place. Here is my number, 100. How do I write 1/10 using this, what I understand about 0 and 1? Well, now my 1 is going to be here. I've broken it into 10 pieces. All right. So I'm going to put my 1 here. And since it's a whole, here is my number 10 for 10 pieces. I'm going to put something called a decimal point here. The decimal point tells me that this is my units place, and this next place is the tenths place. So I have 10 tenths when I look at this number. Remember when I imagined dividing each of these into 10 more pieces? Shall we look at that? I'm going to take my 1 and divide it into 10 times 10. I know that that number is 100. 100 hundredths is 100 hundredths written in decimals. 1 decimal point, 0 tenths, 0 hundredths, they're all together in 100 hundredths. Now let's relate this to something very important to us. Let's relate it to our number system. I'm going to finish showing you the writing here. We've just learned that 1/10 is written as 0 units, decimal point, 1/10, and 100th is written as 0 units, 0 tens, and 100th. Here I have 1 unit in the money of the United States. It's $1, and here is a 1 in each corner. To signify that I'm talking about money now, I'm going to put this symbol here. So if I said I was going to give you 1 bill in money, which would you rather have? One of these bills or one of these bills? What is this one? This bill says $10. So let's count them. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. I'm going to move my 1 here. Actually, I'm going to put my 0 here and take my 1 without a decimal point because I need to leave my decimal point at my unit. And here I have $10. $10 is 1/10, 0 units, 0 tenths, and 0 hundredths. Can you imagine if I had 10 tens? How many dollars would I have then? Well, 10 tens is 100. Here is a $100 bill. Now I put my 1 goes under the 100, and my 0 goes here under the tens. So I have 100, 0 tens, 0 units, decimal point, 0 tenths, 0 hundredths. Did you hear the difference between 10 and tenth, hundred and hundredth? We add an ending to those numbers. The ending looks like a T, sounds like a TH. So I have 100, 110, 1 unit. In our decimal system for money, we can divide this unit into 10 parts. You know what those parts are? They're called a dime. A dime is worth 10. 10 tens will give me 100. 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths. Oh, here's a really cool one. This one's old. 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, 10 tenths. So in our decimal system, the tenths place for dimes is here. Now let's look at, again, I'm going to divide my unit into this tenths into 10 more parts. We call those the hundredths. And those are our cent. The word cent literally means 100. We have a century is 100 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here is the decimal system applied to our money. We have other coins as well that help us group these smaller coins. For instance, I could take 2 dimes and 5 pennies. Penny actually comes from the English word pence, since that's the name of their coin that resembles this one. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That is a quarter, 25. And I can divide my hundreds into 4 quarters. Another way to count my pennies or my cents, here is 5 cents. Here is a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. The word for the nickel came from the kind of metal that was used to originally make the nickel. And that is a metal called nickel. I think this is one of the newer ones, but maybe not. So this is my nickel. If I'm going to if I have enough nickels, I can make a quarter. Let's see how many I would need. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I used 5 here. So how many nickels are there in a dollar? Well, I have 5, 10, 15, 20. So I can use my decimal system to record different amounts of money. Why don't you raid your parents' change and see how many ways you can put together the coins in our decimal system of money? I look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions.